And good morning, everybody. Happy Groovy Tuesday. My name's Paul Church from Clarity Craft here in the UK. Welcome. Normally, the lovely Louise would be with you this morning, but unfortunately, she's a little bit poorly. So I've stepped in and I thought I'd spend an hour with you or so with you this morning to keep you company and to get in the groove. I've been looking at some sort of like quick and easy mini makes, perfect for Christmas, for little cards or little gifts. And I thought I'd share those with you during this hour. So, the lovely Jane is in the room with you this morning. So if you've got any questions, she's there to help. She said the sound is fine. Thank you very much, Jane. So yeah, not very nice out there, is there? I mean, they were talking about this storm coming in, Storm Bram. So it's yeah, very wet, very windy, perfect for staying in and crafting, and definitely getting in the groove as well. So, so I thought I'd share some designs with you. We'll have a look at a couple of things. I've put some cheeky little prices on a couple of products because I can. Well, Christmas is coming, isn't it? So yeah, there's a cheeky little price on some items I'm going to share with you this morning. And I just thought we'll take it nice and easy and yeah, just chill and get in the groove. So I hope everybody's well. And see, even my voice is starting to calm down already. So I've been having a play this morning with some designs and also Posca pens as well on parchment. So I thought we could have a play with that as well. Coasters, fridge magnets. I'm just looking around what else I've got. Coloured parchment. Now, if you're looking for quick and easy makes, maybe you don't have time to apply any colour, then the coloured parchment, the two-tone coloured parchment is perfect for that. And there's a cheeky little price on all of the two-tone parchment, but we'll have a look at that a little bit later this morning. And I thought we'll start off with, this is one of those plates that is timeless, okay? And it doesn't matter how old it gets, it's still current now. And that's what I love sometimes about the artwork and the illustrations we bring to you here at Clarity. These particular designs were all illustrated by Barbara. And if you're looking for quick and easy, you really can't get quicker and easier than this. So let me tell you, or let me show you which plate I'm talking about. So this is Barb's Christmas tree sampler. So it's an A4 square plate and you've got 9 beautiful trees on them. The item number for this is 41378. But I love that you've got all these decorative little elements in them. You've got like little dangly bits, you've got stars, you've got an angel, which, as we know, we can put the angel on any of these trees. You've got stars. Do I have a favourite one? I'd say it's between that one and that one. But though I like that one as well. It's very difficult to choose. So I thought we'd have a look at this plate. And so, for example, if you're looking really quick and easy, coaster, Happy Christmas on there, using some of the coloured parchment. Okay, perfect as a little gift. I mean, that really, you really can't get quicker and easier than that. Okay, then if you want to step it up a little bit, this is one that Barb did. So a little bit of picot cutting on there. Let me zoom in. Where's my camera gone? Let me zoom in on this one so you can see. Some shadow work on there as well that Barb's done, but it just looks beautiful in a little coaster as a gift. The other thing you can do is that these trees fit perfectly within our fridge magnets as well. So if you want to go slightly smaller, then the fridge magnets is definitely an option. So if we look at the different trees that you're going to get on this plate. So we'll start with the top row. You've got like the little perfect for practicing white work on, those little dots in there. You've got little gems there. You've got zigzag baubles. Then you've got more of your sort of paisley, so something a little bit different, a little bit more modern. This one, the love heart tree, got tiny little hearts hiding in there. And I remember Barb showing everyone in the shack how to draw this. It's like a calligraphy tree, isn't it? Then you've got something that's a little bit more fun. You've got sort of perspective with the different sizes in the background. Then you have this one with like snow. You've got your candles. More, I suppose, more you sort of trad looking tree on this one. And then this one sort of quite retro. You've got frames on there. You've got corners. And also you've got that lovely sort of sun or the moon that you can put into the background. So yeah, so normally this would be £19.99, okay, but the cheeky little price on this brings it down to £13.99. So you've got a 30% saving on this. Plus, if you belong to any of our clubs, then you'll also get your club discount as well. So a Diamond Club member would save £8.10, bringing this down to £11.89. So that's one plate that we're going to have a look at this morning. Sadly, Louise is sort of feeling a bit poorly today. The bug that's going around all over the UK affects people in different ways. I mean, it knocked me for 6. I slept for 2 days solid when I caught it. And I think near enough everybody in the building has had it in some form or another. I think there's a few people that have managed to keep it at bay. So yeah, it's not nice, and it's definitely doing the rounds within the whole of the UK. So yeah, so if you have it, just make sure you sort of stay in and rest, plenty of fluids. Okay, so then the next plate I wanted to share with you, we'll have a look at some artwork for those trees in a moment. Now this is the A4 bauble sampler. Now this I had forgotten all about this one. The item number for this is 41615, and you have baubles in all different shapes and in all different sizes. And then you've got the little caps to put on them. You've got the little hanging dangly bits as well. You've got a straight line for positioning. Great for doing little mini scenes in there, but also for putting those Christmas trees in there. And this is on a cheeky little offer as well. Normally £25.99. It's 30% off, £18.19. And this was me just playing this morning with 4 of the different baubles and putting some Christmas trees in them. See, so that you could put like loads of snow in the background on these. It could become like a globe, couldn't it? We've got the bell, and I put that lovely heart one in there, and then another 2, that lovely calligraphy tree, and then the one that's got all the sort of the little gems and bits and pieces like that. So yeah, just a couple of ideas with the baubles, because it seemed to me, I mean, yesterday in the chat, those baubles that Barb did with that stencil, and I thought, you know what, Christmas trees in a bauble, perfect. And then I remembered that Groovi plate. So yeah, so that's definitely worth having a look at. Maybe it's the first time you've seen it. And it's great to have all the different sizes. If I come in a little bit, let me just zoom in on this one, you can see that you've got, so if you want tiny little ones, you've got the large ones. This one always, and this one always reminds me of those old-fashioned glass blown baubles, especially these ones. where it used to sink in the middle. It was like a recess. And then your traditional bell, you've got your circles, you've got sort of like a teardrop, and then you've got the squidgy one. Let's call it a squidgy one, where it's been shrunken down. So, so that's a lovely plate to have in your stash when it comes to Christmas. And some of them, well, a lot of them will fit in the coasters, or they'll fit within the fridge magnet. So if I take that, for example, that's the bit that comes out of there. That second one in, whoops, this is the bit that comes from the fridge magnet that protects it. So you could definitely get several of the different sizes, maybe go that way on that one, within the little fridge magnet if you want to do that, or in the coasters. They will definitely go in the coasters, or most of them will anyway. Yeah, so it's all about having options. So that's that plate I wanted to show. I mean, seriously, quick and easy cards, you cannot, and if you've got the coloured parchment or the designer parchment, then you haven't got to worry about colour at all. Okay, so let me pop those to one side. Now, I'll grab a slurp of coffee. So, lovely. Okay, so let's have a look at some artwork using these lovely trees from Barb, just to give you some ideas and some inspiration. So this one here is Sheila Gray. So she's created a quartet. She's done some beautiful grid work around the outside, a little bit of picot cutting. I like the way this one has been picot cut inside to reveal the colour in the background. This one's Karen Jackson. And what's great, because you've got the sort of, you've got equal spacing between each of them. So you could do 3 coming down, or you could do just two. You could do a set of 4, a set of 6. I mean, you could do a set of 9. That'd be a lovely big card. A little bit of perga glitter on there as well. Then this one, I reckon this is this is a Josie Davidson. So when you compare, not you should compare, but when you look at these two side by side, they're similar in their layout, a little bit of picot cutting inside, and then this one, what Josie's done, she's done some beautiful grid work in the middle of these. Some little dots in there, little bits of perforations. So we've had a look at that one. Now this one, I like the idea of this one, Francis Knott. Reminds me of like a table runner or a banner. Putting the 4 trees, same tree in the background, and then highlighting it on the front. Now, is this a Jane? No, this is a Chris Walker. So you've got like a sort of pattern building on this one. See, you've got all those little dangle bits on there. You've got the corners that you can choose just elements of. Really lovely on that one. Then this one, I knew this would be a Jane. This is a Jane special. She's actually used the star stencil and she's inked through around the outside, because obviously you can use inks on parchment as well, like your ink pads. So that's what Jane's done. And then she's sort of filled the inside with little stars as well. This one is Francis Knott. Now you're thinking, well, where's the Christmas tree there? Let me show you. Where's the plate gone? Hang on. So you've got this Christmas tree here is the body of the fairy. And then the paisley are the wings. Isn't that clever? When is a tree not a tree? This one here from Gorgeous Glynis. So you can go by, because you don't have to put the frame around the outside. So if I pop that on there, you can see Glynis has taken those 3 trees there. She's moved along. She's even shortened one of them. And she's used the hills and the mountains from the starter kit. And I reckon the shape of this particular bauble comes from, there's an A5 Groovi plate, Barb's baubles. We've got them in stamps, two-way overlay stamps, but we've also got them in a Groovi. I'm sure that's where that one's come from. Another one from Glynis. So she's created sort of like a stack of trees on this one. Then this one is Chris Walker. See how you can create the 3 panels? That's on designer parchment. Then who's this one? Karen Jackson. Now I like this one. These have all been pico cut and layered up. So you've got that decoupage effect on there, but it's still flat. And then she's used one of the shapes, a little bit of grid work in there. Excuse me. This one, I knew this would be Jane. Pattern building. I love that. Me and Jane were on the same level when it comes to pattern building. So it doesn't look like a tree at all now. It looks like a beautiful sort of rosette flower. Some white work in each of those sections. Stunning. This one is from Emma Burns. So a little bit of gilding flakes around the outside on that one. Really lovely. These all are the Sheila Grey. See, if you just take that one tree in the middle, that is so achievable. Using some of the green parchment, taking the colour out and reintroducing it into a darker shade. Different panels. See, look, that one has no colour whatsoever. It's just the coloured parchment. And this is really clever, introducing colour to give it some definition. Then last one to share with you, this one is Josie Davidson, Jane's frame, filled with stars and those little flourishes. So it's the same tree as, where was it? As this one here, but it looks completely different. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, we've got such a vast library of designs, and sometimes what we do is we keep all of our artwork in what we call pizza boxes. Let me show you. Let me just grab one. They're called pizza boxes because originally these were slightly smaller, and they were sort of like pizza boxes that Barb used to keep all the artwork in. So what we do is we sort of label everything up when it's been on TV, and then all the artwork gets put in there and it keeps it nice and safe. It doesn't get all squidged up and everything else. So we've got rooms full of these pizza boxes. And so there's one for Groovi, we've got a stamp, we've got a stencil one, and then you've got the dies as well. But what it is great is that you go in and you look and you think, oh, I'd forgotten all about that one. And for me, Clarity Classics, old is gold. It really does, because they do stand the test of time. This particular plate, we launched this plate, I can tell you because it's written on the box, in 2019, but it's still current now in 2025 as it was back then in 2019. So yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you, and then I thought we'll have a little play. So let's have a little bit of a vote. Shall we do a coaster, a bauble, or a fridge magnet? So coaster, bauble, magnet. What do you reckon? Because we can do something really, really quickly if we want to. Or if you want to spend a little bit more time on it, you can. It's all about having the choices. So I'm going to wait and see what comes up. Jane said the plate alone could give you hours of fun. It really, really can. And looking at this design, it was just a coincidence that I obviously Louise was unwell, so I said that's fine. I'll jump in and have a chat with our friends on Groovi Tuesday. So the other week, Barb did the trees in the shack, didn't she? And out came the masks. And then yesterday, it was baubles. So I thought, wow, this is perfect. Trees and baubles combined. Okay. All right. So neck and neck, I think, at the moment. Or magnet coaster. You know what? I think we'll start off small and we'll do the magnet first, and then we'll take it from there. So let me see. Just seeing what the question was from Nahid. I'm just scrolling back because I can see lots of friends in the room. Oh, it was about one of the. Can you tell me which tool or plate you use for the border on your card with the stenciled stars? And I'm not sure whether back then it was all written on the back of the cards or not. Let me just find that card. And let's see if anything is written. I had two piles, 50-50. Let's have a look. Where is it? Okay, there's nothing written on the back, but if I zoom in on this, it may prompt Jane to, right, let's have a look. I'll come in on the overhead, and if I come in close, right, let's come in closer. There we go. So you've got that lovely, that's like a zigzag that Jane has perforated around the outside of and inside of. Could be a Pico V tool, and then the line may have been introduced. And then this one, I think this is the 4-in-4, because you've got 4 on the outside and 4 in the middle. Let me have a look. I've got my tool bag here. Let me see if I can identify that particular one. So there's a Pico V. Let me grab those from my bag. And then let's have a look, a little looky on the end of the tools. Very handy having the images on the end of the tools. There's that one. Ah, it could be, what's that one? Can't remember what that one's called. I'm sure we do a 4-in-4. That's 4. That's that. Bear with while I go through my tools, so to speak. What's that one? Ah, it could be that one. Okay. Right, let's have a look. 4-in-4, and it was a semi-square tool. There we go. Jane's beat me to it, because obviously she would, because she created the card. So, and a 5 in the circle in the middle to create the little stars. Yes, let's just have a look at those. So the little stars here are done with the 5 in a circle in the middle. And then the corners have been done with the semi-square tool. And then, yeah, because maybe we didn't have the Pico Vs back then. And then the one in the middle has been done with the 4-in-4. And the 4-in-4 looks like, let me find that for you, the 4-in-4. The end of the tool, let me take this out of the way. I'm going to hold that just there. So that's the 4-in-4. That's what it looks like on the end of the tool. Okay, so maybe you've got that one in your stash. And it literally does what it says. You've got a 4 in the middle, and then you've got 4 on the outside. So, right, okay. let's have a looky. So I've already cut some parchment to the size, and I've also taken some companion paper and chopped that to the same size so we can pop that in the coaster as well. So let's have a look. Right, we're going to go on the overhead. Ooh, we can zoom back out now. And let's have a look. So turn the plate the right way over. See, right, okay. I'm going to go, do I want to go there? I'm just thinking because I've also got the I Am Essential Groovi plate. So this is the Christmas one, item number 42553, and it's got some fantastic little sentiments in them that will work. So it's whether I want to, do I want to put that at the bottom? Yes. Okay. Right. So I'm going to put Happy Christmas at the bottom, and then my Christmas tree is going to stand on top. So I've got my piece of parchment, and the parchment's already cut to 90 millimeters by 60 millimeters. I'm going to take, let me just take my tumble dry sheet first and just give it a little wipey. Okay. So then I'm going to go for Happy Christmas. So let's have a look. We're going to put that about there, I reckon. Let's line it up with that. Groovi tabs to hold it in place. And then what I can do, I can see what tree, make sure my tree is going to fit on top. I'm going to go for the heart tree. Or do I want to go for that one? Actually, I'm going to go for that one. But it doesn't matter because they're all going to fit. Right. Let's put the little sentiment in place first. So I'm going to take my Groovi guard to create the focus of the area in which I'm going to work. And then I'm just going to go with, I'm going to keep everything really nice and simple and just do everything with the number 1 tool, maybe. All right, okay. Forgot to bring my glasses in. So we're going to put the little box in. Helps if you put the Groovi tab, top and bottom, to hold everything in place. Like so. Okay, I'm going to grab another Groovi tab because I know, because I've cut it small, it's going to move. Okay, so let's have a look. Scroll that down. Right, okay. What was that comment there? Oh. Right, okay. That fits perfect in there. And then all we're going to do is trace out the little sentiment. So this one says, Happy Christmas. Don't need to worry about spelling it because it's already done for me. And then we're just going to trace out. These I Am Essential plates are great for these sort of like you've got your birthday one, and then obviously we've got the Christmas one. So it's perfect for doing things like this. If you've got like a last minute card you need to make. And they're also available in stamps as well. But I just thought the Christmas one, and I think I may have tweaked the price on this as well. But I'm sure many of you have already got this one. I mean, it's I Am Essential, so all right, let's have a look. So we'll turn that over, and we've now got Happy Christmas in the bottom. Right, okay. So now, this is where the hardest part comes. I've now got to choose a tree. I've got 9 to choose from. And I reckon I'm going to go for that one. Any of these trees will work beautifully within this little panel. And I quite like that idea of having that little box to plant the tree on. So Groovi Guard again, and then all we're going to do is trace out the tree. I'm going slower than I normally would, but it's all about enjoying the process. Now, if I wanted to do some white work, let's come in a little bit closer. There we go. And focus. But I thought what we could do is, where these little white dots are, I'm going to use the Posca pens to add a little bit of colour. So I've got choices. I've got gold and silver. I mean, you can use your metallic gel pens as well. See, this would be nice traced out with the metallic gel pens. You would just trace it out from the front so that you get that lovely metallic finish. But I thought I'd go with the Posca pens because we've recently introduced red and green to the Posca range here at Clarity. So we always did the sort of the black, the white, and the gold and the silver, and then more recently we introduced the red, perfect for little berries this time of year, and then came in this week. We've got that lovely luscious green as well, and it works beautifully on parchment because it's an acrylic paint. And on one, I know sort of Linda Williams loves using acrylic paint. She does that dib dib dob dob type technique. She did that with the Pebeo pearlescent paint, didn't she? And that was an acrylic plate. I mean, obviously, as long as you don't smother the parchment in acrylic paint, because obviously it will buckle because of the moisture. But the Posca pens are great for working on parchment. So this is our lovely little tree. So let's have a look. Nice and easy. Look, you really can't get easier than that, can you? Dip dots, that was it. And then what I thought we could do, because it's got that lovely little border around the outside, and it's just a pure coincidence that these squares are the same width as the coasters. That would never have been the plan because the coasters are a recent addition. So we wouldn't have known. Well, let's say we would have known. Right, that's not on straight. Take your time, like so. So it sits literally on the line. Okay, and I'm going to pop that one just over there because I can relocate that as well. And then, see, this is great because you've got lovely little hearts and circles. Now I can feel a little bit of resistance. I obviously didn't rub all the way up to the edge. That's better. Okay. And then we can take this design and put it around the edge of our little fridge magnet. Really, really is as simple as can be. Okay. And then we're going to get down to the bottom of the little square, the Groovi tab there. So we'll stop there and then we'll come over to this side. So I'm going to use my Groovi Guard to hold my parchment in place and then attach to that corner. And then we're going to do this side. I mean, I could just do this pattern top and bottom. Don't have to go all the way around. See, this was not the plan. I love asking the questions in relation to, let's do this. What should we do? Should we do a magnet? Should we do a coaster? Should we do a bauble? Because you've got the flexibility of the different elements and quick and easy, I knew exactly what we could do. I mean, I say what we could do. It was having a play really. So let's line, is this gonna, I would say, right, I'm gonna put that top row in first. So let me take that. I don't know if you can see, there's a slight overlapping further down, okay? But I'm not worried about that, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the bottom row first, like that, okay? So that's going to go all the way along the bottom. And then what I'm going to do, I'm then going to reposition. So I mean, that looks quite nice, but it definitely needs finishing off. So let's have a look. So I'm going to line, see these two little dots here? I'm going to line those up like so. And it actually, you can feel it slot back in because it's the repetition of the pattern. Okay, it goes like that. And we'll just do the heart. And then it's easier if you do tape it down, but just for speed, like so. Put a little heart in. So turn it over, and I've got tiny little gap. So then all I'm going to do, do I want a double heart or do I want a double circle? Let's see. I'm going to go a double circle. So I'm just going to reposition that. That one goes in there. That one goes in there. And then we've got a lovely little frame. Happy Christmas. Nice and easy. And quick. I mean, when you look on this particular plate, for example, I've got this great corner, I've got this corner here, then I've got these flourishes that I could have put in the corners. If I'd gone for this particular tree, I'll just use it decoratively. I've got this sort of more retro looking corner. I mean, if I wanted to now, I could put that in and I could put loads of snow in the background. But I thought what we'll do is we'll put a little bit of colour in, and then we'll put it inside the fridge magnet. Okay, so let's have a look. What shall we do? Now, these beautiful new Faber-Castell pencils that Barb's just taken into the building, this is using the autumn colours. Okay, so you've got that lovely rich red in there, but also in the Essentials collection, let me just zoom out a little bit. In the Essentials selection, you've got the metallic pencils as well. So you've got a copper, a silver, and a gold. Okay, so you've got those if you wanted to. Depends whether you want a colour on the front or on the back. So I think I'm going to use the red from the autumn. I mean, if you've got the Pergolina pencils, you can do that as a lovely red in there. So this one is called Madder, Madder, and then we won't go down the German translation. And all I'm going to do now is just put a little bit of red in those hearts on the back. just to add a little bit of colour. So we'll do that like so. Nice and easy. Nice sharp pencil. And we're just going to put it in the hearts around the outside. And then there we've got little hearts on the trees as well. And you could use your Perga colour pens, because you've got that double end to them. Okay. Because you've got the double end to the Perga colour pens. Come on, play nicely. You could use those as well. But just a little bit of red. Richard said there's room for a star at the top of the... There is indeed. Good idea, Richard. I think we'll put a star in. Okay. And if you, as I said before, if you didn't want to do any colour, you could use the coloured parchment, the two-tone parchment. Let's put some colour in these particular hearts here. Tiny little one there. It's a lovely rich red. This one. Okay, so that came from the autumn collection. So focus, there we go. So you got a little bit of colour in there. Right, let's find a star for the top of this tree. So let's have a looky. We've got several different stars we can go. I mean, you could put the little heart on top of the tree, couldn't you? You could put the heart, that would look lovely, and then it ties in with the frame. Or you've got some stars here of different sizes. That one's a little bit big. You've got a fairy. Fairy's a little bit too big. If I thought about the fairy afterwards or beforehand, then I could have put the angel in. What else we got? We've got a tiny little star down here. Oh, I don't know. I think I'm going to go for the heart. Yes, I'm going to go for the heart. So, okay. So let's take my thing and then we'll put that heart. So this doesn't have to be for Christmas, this lovely little tree. This could be just like a little love tree, couldn't it? If you wanted to, someone's birthday, Valentine's, anniversary. So let me take that lovely madder colour and we'll just put some red in the heart there. I'm not going to worry about any blending of colour. I'm just going on just to add some colour. Okay, so we've got that. Then let's have a look. So on the front, I thought we could use the Posca pens. Okay, maybe in these little white dots here, we could do that. Or the tiny little dots here, we could use, right, okay. So in relation to the, whoops, let me zoom out. These are the fine Posca pens. Is that in focus or is it my eyes? I think it's my eyes. So we've got the gold, we've got the silver, we've got the green, we've got the red, and then we've got the white. Okay, so if you want the true color to appear, then this is what you would do. You would use it on the front of your card. And if I would always suggest that you test on a piece of parchment first. Don't go straight onto your finished artwork. So I'm going to zoom back in now. See if we come to there. So for example, if I want red, let's say, so give it a little shake. I've already primed it. And then so you can Gentle pressure. I'm going to zoom in close now. Whee, come on. So you can do tiny, tiny little dots. Let's do some green. So you can go big, give it a little wiggle, and then you can sort of decrease in size. So these make lovely like butterfly trails. So that's your red and your green. Then we've got the gold. So it will take a little while just to dry on your parchment. Okay, so that's your gold. Then we've got the silver. Okay, and then we've got the white. And I've just gone for like the fine one. Ooh, that's a little bit messy on the end there. Let me just grab a tissue. This was the one Janice was using yesterday afternoon. She was a little bit heavy-handed. Okay, so that is the white. And what I'm going to do, I might bring it up. See if it will focus. I wonder if I come in on this one. I'm going to take it to the camera. I'm going to get up and take it to the camera. Where's the camera gone? Just give that a minute to focus. Can I do it? So let me reach across. I can't reach. Let me just do. Which way am I going? I'm going to come in close, and then if I bring this in, see if it's. It's a bit trippy. No good on that. Let me come in on the overhead. Yeah, I mean, you can see that. I can probably zoom in manually. Let's have a look. If I come in and then see if I can get that to auto focus. There we go. So that you could use it. I mean, look, tiny little dots, and you've got. Don't know if it'll pick it. There we go. You've got that lovely. The gold and the silver's got that metallic finish to it, and that red, and the green. But the white's lovely as well. So if you want like white on your parchment, then this would be great for that. So if I take this, I'm going to go for the red. Okay, and I'm just going to go over the little white raised dots. And then this sort of ties in with the red hearts. I mean, I'm just doing it on top of these dots as like a little guide. But I can put other colours in as well. Just a little bits on there. I'm really concentrating on this. I should have brought my glasses in. These are tiny little dots. Okay, so that's added a little bit of colour there. And then I think what I might do, I don't know if I'm going to ruin it or not. Oh, I don't know. Right, okay, let's give it a go. So try not to lean on it whilst it's drying. So if I take the gold and I'm gonna fill in the inside of the little circles, like so. So what I'm doing, I'm not applying pressure, I'm just sort of touching the parchment and giving a little wiggle within the circle. Okay. And I'm going to work my way around. And that depends on how warm the room is that you're working in. It shouldn't take too long for it to dry because these are tiny, tiny little dots. Okay. So I'm going to work my way around. Oops. And I could do this in gold, I can do it in silver, I could have done this in red, I could have done them in green, I could have done all 4 different colours to create like a fairy light effect. Okay, so that is all of that done. Now I'm going to put my finger on here to see whether it's dry. Yeah, perfectly dry. So give that a minute to dry around the outside. Let's just zoom out a little bit now. Okay, and then what I want to do is put it in my little fridge magnet. So this was something that we introduced at the open days. So it's a pack of 4 fridge magnets. I said they're 90 millimeters by 60 millimeters. $5.99 they are, plus your club discount, and you've got 4 of them in there. Now I need to find a color of companion paper to pop on here. So let me have a look. I've got some different pieces that I've already cut down to size, but I don't think it's going to be the right colors. So where did I put those? So I thought I'd go for Antarctica companion papers, but I don't know whether it will complement. See, that works quite well. The lilac-y color. Purple's a little bit too dark. Let's move this out of the way. And then I've got a different shade. That works. Or I don't want to go more of a tealy green. Yeah, that one works. No, not keen on that one. And then that one there. I think I'm going to go for the first one. Yeah, I'm going to go for the first because it shows off the colours better. So I've used Antarctica companion paper. You've got a lovely colour selection. Because originally I was going to go sort of pinks and purples and lilacs, hence they're the little bits that I chopped up. I've missed one red dot, have I? Okay, let me have a look. I mean, I haven't, there it is. Thank you. Thank you. Who is it that just said I'd missed one? Sharon. Okay, so one red dot there. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to put it inside my little fridge magnet. Now I'm going to do it, well, it doesn't matter, does it? Because it's got the big magnet on the back, so it doesn't matter what way it goes in there. I'm going to put my paper in there. So I've cut it to size. A little bit, I just need to trim it down a little bit so it doesn't bulge. So just bear with me, it just needs a sliver off the edge. I could use a craft knife, but just for speed, I'm just gonna, it really is just a sliver. Okay. So that's going to go in there. Perfect. Then I'm going to take my parchment. That's going to sit in there. And then I'm going to take the cover. Now just make sure it's nice and you haven't got your fingerprints all over it. And then that slots in there like so. Give it a nice firm press in all the corners. And there you have a perfect, I mean, it doesn't have to be a fridge magnet, does it? It's just a beautiful decorative little plaque. And whether these make great little table presents at Christmas, and just beautiful little gifts, wouldn't they? So there you go. So that, I mean, I've really slowed the process down to do that. If I was doing that, I'd probably do cut all my parchment. If I was going to do, say, 4 magnets, I'll cut my 4 pieces of parchment. Then I would choose the sentiment from the I'm Essential Christmas plate. Put that in first. Then, I mean, I've got 9 different trees to choose from. So maybe I want to do 9 different ones, or maybe I want to do all the same. So it's like a collection. Doesn't have to be, I mean, this one, apart from it saying Happy Christmas, it's a Christmas tree. But this particular one, because we've put the heart, it could be an anniversary, it could be a birthday, so many different occasions that you can use a tree for. And when you look at the designs, wherever the plate's gone, on here, yep, some of them are obviously definitely Christmas trees, but if you leave elements out, I mean, that's just a tree, that's just a tree, that's a tree. If you don't put the second line in, it's just a tree, a tree. Don't put the candles on, it's a nice fir tree. Don't put all the ziggy-zaggy bits on, it's quite a modern tree. So you've got so many different choices in this particular plate. And for me, it's one of those sort of like, we were having a meeting yesterday about products for next year that are in development. And my all-time, everyone laughs at me, Bob just says, you're just mad. My go-to in both Stamp and Groovi is special day sentiments. For me, it doesn't matter what occasion you're sending those sentiments to, it covers them, whether it's birthday, anniversary. And I think it was one of the very first stamp sets I got when I started on Barb's design team years and years and years ago. And it was just perfect for a centerpiece. So look, the fridge magnet, I could put one of those sentiments in there, and I think I've got this set. I think the stamp set's around the corner. Let me have a look, because if I were, yeah, of course it is. Hang on, let me just grab that. Where's it gone? So I'll just find, this has been sitting in the sun, but it's definitely I just love this. Sending a little note your way with wishes for a lovely day. However you spend it, whatever you do, hoping this day is special for you. No matter how you spend your day, hope it's special in every way. So you could put that in any of these magnets. You can put them in a coaster. It's in Groovi as well. Yeah, the little magnets, the coasters, perfect little gifts for that. So I can't believe. So question from Ling, can you change the inside once you've put the cover in? I don't know, there must be a way. You'd probably have to give it a bit of a squeeze? I don't know. If it goes in, then it was definitely got to come out. Yes, you can. It just requires a little bit of bending slightly. I mean, these are really rigid. And then I would say probably take like a 1 needle bolt or something like, not a bradawl, but you want something that's quite strong with a point just to get in there. But yeah, there we go, I've done it, he says. Yeah, there we go. I just gave it a little thing and then push it back in like so. So it is doable, just requires, Hazel says they come off by pressing on opposite corners. Probably doing it totally wrong. Yeah, no, I can feel it, it's coming off. There we go. So yes, you can. There we go. Done it. That was a lot easier. Second time round. So yes, you can replace them once you've put something in there. But I think these are a great little gift. So, and as it's a little gift, I'll be back with you at 2 o'clock. And I'm going to see what else I can do some special prices on at 2 o'clock. And if you come back and join me at 2 o'clock, we'll give this away. And I will see what I'll make in the 2 o'clock show. And then I'll give that away as well. It's Christmas after all, isn't it? So thank you for joining me. Louise will be back with us next week. If she can get rid of the lurgy that's going round. Thank you to Jane, as always, for helping out. And I will see you this afternoon at 2 o'clock. And yeah, I've got a few hours to fiddle with some prices, so to speak. And we're also going to have a look, I'm also going to be having a look at the one-day workshop with the lovely Louise and myself in January, and just to revisit those plates. Those plates. The blooms. Yes, I might get those out and have a play with those this afternoon. So Bath's Big Blooms in Groovi in the midi plates. We'll have a look at those this afternoon as well. So I hope you can come back and keep me company. Better than, I mean, talking to myself. It's nice to have some company in the room. So enjoy the rest of your morning, whatever you're up to. And I look forward to seeing you at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Take care now. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.